rolling, check. Calm and sway on the hardwood. Pump bacon, rib shaking, chilling with. I be rolling out off the hardwood straight.
Coming up on this edition of Off the Hardwood, the Toronto Raptors help give back to their community as they spend time at the hospital for sick children. JYD speaks to school kids on fulfilling their potential and shares his thoughts on one of his Georgetown teammates.
Here he comes, Alonzo Mourning, getting set for the first time since last May 21st, Game 7 against New York. He will.
Last season, Alonzo Mourning played in only 13 games because of a kidney condition. He's now back in all-star form. Paul Jones talked to Jerome Williams about his former Hoya teammate.
I want to tell everybody it's good to be nice to your dog, so let's spend some time with him right now. Talking about a guy that you went to college with and you've seen his game really develop, Alonzo Mourning. A lot of people see a mean, growling, tough-looking guy on the floor, but there's another side to him that you can tell us about.
Very similar to the dog. You know, they think that when I come out on the floor, you know, I leave with the same scowl, and it's, you know, it's definitely the opposite. Same thing with Alonzo Mourning. He's the type of guy that he's going to give it his all while he's out there on the court and be an intimidating factor. But off the court, he's a very nice and humble guy, and I've had a chance to work with him on many of his charity events for kids, and he does a lot for the community.
Okay, we're going to get into that in a minute, but has that changed at all, Jerome, because of what he went through with his illness, or has he always been like that?
I think he's always been like that. I think that his illness actually enhanced it even greater, and I think that he's more aware of you know, I'd say other people and what they're going through, because he's had to struggle and had to go through some things he would never have suspected he'd have to ever touch upon.
Talk about the charity stuff. You mentioned that just a while back, and how much you've been involved with his charity stuff, and he does a lot for that community in Miami, doesn't he?
He does, and it's all generated through his Summer Groove, which he gathers together a lot of celebrities to play in his basketball game. I actually went and played in Virginia at his softball game. And,
you play baseball?
No. See, that's what I told him.
Oh, okay.
He thought he just wanted me to come out, and I said, "Hey, Zoe, I don't play softball, but you know what? I scored a double, you know, and I would have to say that."
Highlight of the game?
It was the highlight of the game.
No question, okay.
It was the highlight of the game. Sammy Sosa looked at me after I did it, and, you know, he did it. You know, he was very impressed with the dog.
All right, let's talk about being impressed with Alonzo, and all of you Georgetown guys for that matter. The word was, these Georgetown kids, John Thompson teaches defense. They come out of college, they don't know anything about offense, but that's not the case with Zoe. His offensive game has really developed over his time in the NBA.
And you know, he's always started with his low post game, but through the years he's been able to move further and further out on the court, where his jump shot has really improved to the point where you have to guard him, because he's getting the majority of his points inside as well as outside, the key. And with those two working hand in hand, he's going to go to the foul line.
Now, I want to know, as a former Hoya, both of you Georgetown guys, when you play each other, is there a little something in there that when you go back to D.C. in the summer, you can have a little bragging rights, a little one-up?
It's all about bragging rights. During the summer, that's all we talk about. With every game won, with every game lost. Hey, we beat you in the playoffs. Hey, we got you 2 out of 3. You know, it's day in and day out, and the guy who's on the losing end of the stick, that's usually the guy that's working even that much harder in the off season. So so far we've been kind of even. Last year we were 1 game up on him, so I had bragging rights all summer long. So he's gonna come at me this year a lot harder.
So my message to Alonzo is, be nice to the dog or else you get bitten.
By the dog pound.
Williams had it stripped away on the runway. It is Alvin Williams with a right-handed layup.
With a spin to the rim. Rim scored. Strong move.
With a monster dunk. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me?